about his foreign policy intentions during his campaign.
I think the next president is going to have to engage in the sort of personal presidential diplomacy around the world to repair the damage that's been done. In other words, the next president has to not just engage in the conventional foreign policy. I think they've got to do something exceptional. I think they've got to rally the world back around our cause.
And it would seem that, at least initially, Mr. Obama's approach to foreign policy is paying off. Joining me now to discuss America's international facelift is Sky News political editor and host of Sunday Live, Adam Bolton. And Adam, welcome.
Welcome to you, indeed.
We know that during the campaign there was tremendous support for Barack Obama. As Europeans have seen him take a somewhat more cautious, more centrist approach since becoming president, not yet calling for that 16 months to get out of Iraq, setting up a one-year process to close Guantanamo, are they getting a little impatient?
I don't think they are. I think, indeed, this speech yesterday by Joe Biden in Munich was really, at this stage, what everyone wanted to hear as far as working cooperatively rather than unilaterally, as far as pressing the reset button as Biden took it with Russia, setting a new tone. I think at the moment there's still an awful lot of Obamaphilia in Britain and in Europe, but as you say, the test will come as to whether saying you don't like Guantanamo is interpreted into actually being able to do something about the prisoners and shutting the base.
Now, it's clear that one of the things that the Obama administration wants is more European support, and in fact, European troops to fight the war in Afghanistan. Are the allies going to like that idea?
Well, they're not going to like it. The British, I think, will be supportive of it, although the view is taken that we are already the second greatest contributor out there. There's not a great deal more we can do, even though we're coming out of Iraq. But it's going to be embarrassing for the French and the Germans, frankly. I mean, the Germans have a lot of troops there, but they're not allowed to go out on the front line. In fact, more than half of them spend all their time in the base. And I think this pressure from the United States, perfectly legitimate pressure, saying, look, if we're going to do ventures together, you need to make a greater contribution, is going to be awkward, because there is a great resistance in Britain and France to using troops abroad.
And briefly, we've got about 30 seconds left. Vice President Biden, you mentioned he was in Germany this weekend talking about U.S. foreign policy, new U.S. foreign policy. One of the things he mentioned was the possibility of direct U.S. engagement with Iran. How do the allies feel about that?
Of course, Britain and Germany and France have already been in negotiations. They would like to see that, but I think certainly in Britain the view is it might not work, and it might well come to much harder choices militarily down the road. But again, that will be a problem for European U.S. diplomacy.
Adam Bolton, Sky News, thanks so much for coming in.
Pleasure.
The president's words of conciliation